Welcome to another edition of Talkin Bout Things. I'm going to be talking about things today with a maybe familiar face, maybe a not familiar face. It's FTP X RiiOT, better known as like Tior or whatever the backwards version of your name is.
Tior.
Tior, which is weird because it's
I don't think it is Tior. It's not how it's spelled.
Well, that's exactly the problem. The reverse version puts the I's before the O, and it doesn't make any sense. But
I tried to correct, but it always just stayed.
Yeah, so I guess we can let you introduce yourself to the group. I think people will be seeing more of you if they're active on the forums, so they should kind of get an idea of who you are. So, who is RiiOT?
I am a senior moderator on the forums. Have been before, but recently come back out of retirement. So I'm hanging around a bit more, trying to hopefully get the shout box a bit more active, so I meet more people. Things I don't think I've really seen that many more faces since I've come back. It'd be nice to see more people. You know, people should get on the forums more, get to meet us.
Do you when you returned like 2 weeks ago, do you want to share with the group how you got your senior forum mod back?
No, yeah, basically all you got to do is just ask in the shout box, and they'll more than happily oblige.
That's basically what happened. And actually it was funny too, because I think that initially you just asked for mod, and you got your baby mod, you got the little red mod that, you know, people like Wicked and A-Loves have. And then you just said, how about global mod? And about 5 minutes after that, it was granted.
Well, you know, if you don't ask, you don't get, man. So you might as well see where it goes, and then, you know, get global mod again. Can't complain.
You can't be afraid to just ask for what you want. It doesn't mean you're going to get it, but you're not going to get anything if you don't ask.
Exactly.
I think that's something a lot of people in this community forget. I mean,
really, what
just
I'm
the other
doing
day
here is just teaching life lessons.
Just the other day, I said, "Can I be CEO?" And they said, "No." And I said, "Well, okay." But you know what? There was no chance if I didn't ask.
Exactly. I think persistence here is the key. I feel like if you keep asking one day, but yeah, all right, fine, you just have it, please.
I think you can wear them down. I think that's what you did.
Oh yeah, please take me back.
Yeah. So for those of you who aren't aware, normally I play a game with the guest. I only play 2 games, and RiiOT doesn't have either of the games. So I'm just gonna be playing by myself, and RiiOT will be over there doing whatever. We don't have to see him, so we don't need to know.
You know, I don't want to show you up, man. Like, I think if I ever played Rocket League, I'd be amazing, and I don't want to know it's your thing, so I don't really want to take that away from you.
Oh, so you don't play Rocket League for fear of making me look bad?
You know, I thought it'd be nice about it.
Well, you and me go back a little bit. I don't remember how we met.
We do.
Is there any fake story or true story? We'll let the viewers decide. Tell people how we met. It can be real or fake. I won't remember it anyway, so you'll get away with it.
I believe we were just it was fate, is what it was. It was fate. It's a chance meeting. Like we'd somehow crossed eyes, even though we're in different sides of the world. But somehow our eyes met, and we're like, you know what, RiiOT, this is a thing. Let's make it happen. And then and there, like that, thick as thieves ever since.
I figured it was like, you know, we were just 2 young lads in the Battle of 1812. Unsure of what life held for us.
The Battle of 1066. We were actually immortal. There's a painting somewhere, and someone's like in attic, just getting older while we stay the same age.
Oh yeah, it was the Crusades. It was really, you know, we met on the battlefield. It was the Civil War. RiiOT was fighting for the Confederacy. I don't understand why, but you know, the Brits will surprise you.
We don't talk about that. I've had to mask my accent heavily since those days.
It was World War I. We met in a trench and shared a packet of peanuts and powdered alcohol. I don't know. I don't think they had that back then, but we were ready.
Half clean boots, so we didn't get trench foot.
No, but I think
I
think our first meeting was, I think we were mods together. I think that we were both on the forums fighting the good battle against spam and what's a nice way to say it? Jerks on the forums ruining everything.
I was gonna say colourful characters.
Colorful characters.
Zany characters, even.
Oh yeah, I mean we went through a lot of trials and tribulations together.
when we did that. Especially when people, you know, they would they'd cause a bit of an issue. We'd deal with said issue, then they'd find a way around that issue and cause more. And we're like, oh, good God. Was it when you became mod? I swear we maybe had some more interaction beforehand. Maybe when you were making your way up through the ranks.
Well, I do think at one point I think we were like AAP co-eds together.
Yes. Was that before you were a mod?
It might have been. It might have been. But
we basically run everything together.
I know. It's funny, and who would have thought? I mean, it's like if anyone watches The Voice, it's like, you know, you always wonder how Blake Shelton, a country singer, and Adam Levine, Matchbox 20, not Matchbox 20, my God, Maroon 5 frontman.
What to say?
Jesus.
They took a very different direction.
They're very different people though, and that's us. I guess.
Wait.
Since I'm American,
Which one
I guess I have no choice but to be Blake Shelton, even though I definitely more Adam Levine.
I don't want to be the lead singer of Maroon 5.
Oh well, then we'll reverse it. I'm normally Adam Levine, so you know.
I don't think even the lead singer of Maroon 5 wants to be the lead singer of Maroon 5.
Well, he keeps doing it, doesn't he?
Right?
He's not leaving
somehow, man.
Well, and you know what's wonderful about this show that we get to do for 30 minutes, give or take a few minutes, is we've been talking about doing a podcast together for a while.
We have. How many years now, actually? It's been.
Oh, it's been about 3
like,
years, and I
easily
believe
2. Yeah, 2 or 3 years.
And I think, you know, we can look at me being. I think I flake a bit. I think I flaked before, and I haven't followed through. But I think you've also vanished at different times.
We have lost objective.
So.
You know, man, I'm a man of mystery. Things to do, yeah.
Things to do.
People to see.
Well.
Yeah, man.
Should which one of us should inform the group of to what our podcast would be named if we did it? Well, I guess we have two different names.
We setting on the original? Yeah, let's say, are we setting on like the original name or?
It could be both. Let's talk about both. The original name, I believe, was the post office. Was it not?
It was. It was indeed. We mail packages.
Yes, mails and packages. All the post office. That's us. That's all we do.
That was the. We had to think. No, we had to use a name for you. What was the name we put?
We wanted to. I wanted to just. I was trying to think about just what the. What name would make me sound like the biggest douche, the biggest jerk? And I think we decided on Chadwick. I didn't think anything sounded more pretentious than Chadwick.
No offense to any Chadwicks that may be in KSI or listening.
Yes, if you're a Chadwick, I'm sorry that your parents put that upon you. I mean, you had a chance, and then they named you.
If you'd like a job at the post office, send us your application.
Yes, absolutely. And then I think recently, we've changed the name. I think that we expanded even the podcast group, didn't we?
We did. We included some lovable faces. One who's already been on this podcast, I believe.
Oh yes, I believe that the new name that we have created for it was After Sex Mint.
It's just what you need, man. Like,
what you need.
You think to yourself, what do I need now? After Sex Mint, I'll put that on. Have a listen to these charismatic guys.
I really feel like whenever when you think about the routine of passionate lovemaking, without getting too, you know, R-rated or PG-13, we have to keep this just PG.
Right.
I feel like really you think that there's a routine. There's a routine to what you do. There's a routine to what happens. And I feel like if there's one thing that should be added to this, everyone needs an After Sex Mint. Everyone needs something. It's no different than, you know, sometimes what you need. It's just, you
like
know,
a little box of Tic Tacs next to your bed.
Absolutely. You know, you might walk in after you're done, you might go straight for the Listerine, and there's nothing wrong with Listerine. Like, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, a mint.
You gotta be subtle about it, man. You can't be just going. Yeah, you can't be going for the mouthwash because then somebody will be like, oh, that's a bit strong. Surely, what would be the etiquette here for after sex mints? Are we talking like full-on mouthwash, or maybe sometimes you're like, oh, that's more of like a spearmint chewing gum kind of thing, or maybe I'll just go for the Tic Tacs?
Personally, I'm going for spearmint, always. I think spearmint is the supreme mint flavor. I think peppermint is overrated.
Oh yeah, get with peppermint.
And then, you know, you look at Tic Tacs, and then they're like, you know, we're going to make this orange flavored, and no one wants an orange mint. What the hell is that?
I feel like we could really, we could sell this, man. Just like a new flavor of Polo. Do you guys have Polo mint?
No, I don't. I'm not familiar. I'll tell you what we do have, and I think you have it as well. Are you familiar with Andes candies? The chocolate mint.
No.
The chocolate mint. It's a little tabular type of chocolate, and the top half is like dark chocolate, I think it is, and the bottom half is a spearmint mint chocolate.
Oh,
and
that actually sounds really bad.
You'd be surprised. It's very good. I forget what restaurant you get it at. There's a restaurant here that actually gives it out at the end of your meal. I can't remember what it is. I haven't been out to eat to that restaurant in a couple years.
I think we have something similar, but for the life of me, I couldn't remember what it's called. Because we have like you can buy like an assortment of stuff which has various mints in it. And some of them are like infused with chocolate, but the whole mint chocolate thing, no, I'm not a fan.
Well, it's really very good, and we loved it so much that I remember one Christmas, our parents got us like Andes mints, Andes candies, like a 50-pack or a 100-pack for my brother and I for stocking stuffers. They stuffed our stocking with just a wonderful mint chocolate infusion. That's kind of us.
Minty chocolatey treat.
That's us. I'm the chocolate. I'm sweet. I'm what everyone comes for, and you're the mint. You're the cleanser that comes up behind it.
I do. So what you're saying is, like, if say you're at somebody's house, you've got off the good foot and done the bad thing, and somebody treats you to an Andes mint, is that like or Andes candies? Is that like you really treating them? You know?
Oh, I mean, I feel like that's
he's
just
a great
illegal as
host.
hell.
He gave me Andes candies.
Without a doubt, I don't think that there's even a second thought. I think that you need to be a courteous gentleman, and I think as a courteous gentleman, I think that you always have to have a mint offer.
That is true, man. But what kind of money are we spending on mints here, though? Like surely after a while, if you keep getting Andes candies, you'd be like, maybe I'll just like stick to Tic Tacs or something. You get like a box of like 100, costs you like maybe $1.
I think it absolutely matters on the dense or the volume of your exploits. I mean, like
how minty is your breath?
Some people are going to need that 100-pack. I mean, there's no doubt. But other people are just going to have to go, like, just bum one off of their friend every couple of weeks when they go to the movies. I mean, you know.
Where are you going? He's like, hang on, I'm just going to go get a mint. See if my neighbour's got a mint. Be back in a second.
We have taken objective apples.
But how presumptuous would that be? Say you're hanging out with somebody, like you're on a date, and you go and buy a pack of mints, and they kind of look at you like, what do you think's happening?
That's exactly what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we change. I hope we change the world. I hope that it gets to the point where you reach into your pocket to pull out change for like a soda or something when you're out to dinner or you're out at the movies, and out pops the mint, and you just have to look and just stare awkwardly, make just terrible eye contact,
wink at them,
and she's just like, "What kind of girl do you think I am?" And you'd be like, you know,
it's not even that.
May need a mint in a few. He might need a mint in a few minutes.
Oh my god, that'd be the best pickup line ever. Hopefully this actually from here this takes off, because that's the kind of change I need to see in the world, man.
I mean, as Fuzzer Merp always says, be the change you want. But I mean, It's not like, you know, it's like just his thing, you know. I mean, that quote's, you know, been around, but I think that we need to embody the KSI spirit of that. I don't think that we can just. It's not word service. It's not lip service. We have to make it happen.
Exactly. Who knows? We could you know, like the way that the Happy Birthday song is, when people sing it, you can't sing it because it's a trademark song. We could trademark using mints in that way, and you know, maybe get a little bit of the proceeds.
Happy sex mint to you. Happy sex mint to you. Happy sex.
I had no
mint
idea that
to
song was
you.
like copyrighted. And every time you
Oh.
sang it, you technically owed somebody some money.
Well, once again, that's mint goals. Those are mint goals that we are gonna have.
Mint goals. Get like maybe a little percentage of each mint sold after, let's say like after 6 o'clock.
I think
sure.
I think instead of creating our own mint, I think we need to go to these mint companies and we need to sell our idea of like on like marketing. You know what I mean?
Like,
let's go to Andy's.
Let's be honest here.
Tic Tac.
The mint game is dying. You need to sharpen your image. We have an idea, right?
In my
Settle
mind,
down now. You're not
I
going
feel like
bankrupt just yet.
the ultimate mint, actually. Okay, I said spearmint's my normal go-to. I think the ultimate mint for this idea would be a cinnamon Altoid. Nothing's gonna burn the shame of terrible exploitation out of your mouth like a cinnamon Altoid. That's the mint that you want. That's the mint you want to carry around.
That sounds horrible, dude.
But we
like seriously bad. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good.
But we can't. Whatever we do, we absolutely cannot. Go to Tic Tac. Tic Tac is just beneath us. Tic Tac is what you do. That's what a high schooler would do. We're marketing towards a much more mature audience that, you know, like, yeah, this isn't high school. This isn't making a mistake at high school.
Buy yourself like a nice glass bowl in which to store your mints. Yeah. Make it a really real classy affair, like a nice little glass bowl.
Oh, absolutely. Now, as great as this conversation is, and I think that we need to have it, I think that we need to forge this conversation.
We do get a little bit sidetracked.
I do think there are other things that we could absolutely focus our time on before we lose too many listeners. Because we're going to lose our listeners at some point. Somebody out here is going to be a prude and just be like, you know... Just, you know...
They don't even like mint anyway.
Oh, yeah, I know they're like, you know, I have an after-sex tangerine. I need citrus to replenish my electrolytes or something. And we're just like, oh, get out of here. That's not the point.
How dare you? Yeah.
But...
oh, good lord.
You've been in KSI for a while. You've been around here in and around for how many years?
I first joined in 2006, I believe, the summer of 2006, into Spec Ops was the first division I was in.
We have lost objective Duff.
And that was for the better part of that summer, I believe, until I don't know what happened. That division just like disappeared overnight. It was crazy.
Well, no doubt. Due to something that you did, I just know.
Oh yeah, so this lowly sergeant we have is really something else. Let's get out of here.
If you've ever been such a terrible sergeant, you've destroyed a division. RiiOT is, and he has been.
I'll be making an award for that for the AAT soon. So you're not alone. We can have a little club. We'll talk about it. We'll have meetings. But yeah, so in and out of for almost what, like 11 years.
Well. And I believe you were, if I'm not mistaken, you played a role in like producing Lightbringers with Lucy, right? Like it was like Lucy's thing.
Yeah, we did.
You were definitely involved heavily.
Yeah, basically, because I joined after the initial split, and we had gone from .com. I was just hanging around the website because I was interested in pursuing graphic design, so doing the SIGs and joining the graphics team, and then through there, obviously, I got to joining the mod staff. Then kind of expressed more interest in getting back into Clan Ops again, because it had been a while since I'd done it. And then I was talking to Lucy about it, and he had the idea, which he'd been passing up to Fuzzy, about making a division where people could come back in once they'd been, you know, kicked out or left under like shady circumstances. And he was like, well, wait, don't join yet, give it a month and we'll get this thing off the ground. So I started as the co-founder, along with Lucy as the founder, and then we had Prophet. He became the general of our first squad.
Oh, Sexy Prophet.
Sungazer, who was the first captain. Sexy Prophet.
Sexy
you know him,
Prophet.
you love him. The sexy looking postman, Prophet.
Oh, absolutely. Now, you weren't around forever, obviously, in that division. And after... Oh, yeah, where?
Unfortunately, for some circumstances, I was founder at the time. I think I was about to go co-div possibly, but then like some, you know how life gets, like real life circumstances, unfortunately I had to back down, but you know, the right leadership took over, and it's basically in one way or another still around today, just under a different name.
And now what I love, and I love this twist in the story, LB survived for a long time and it's taken on different iterations, but there was one specific gentleman that came in and just destroyed your legacy, just changed the name, and that what you worked so hard to.
Who was that guy? He has
can't
like a
remember
really
his name.
smug voice.
Ah, yeah.
No, I can't. Hate that guy.
I believe his name was Chadwick. KSI Chadwick von Impystein.
Von Impystein. Sounds like something Chadwick would do. Disgusting. Yeah, never. Tell me about it. Tell me why did Chadwick do these things?
But that's exactly what did happen. Is
Yeah,
I believe I believe I was the director at the time, and the new leadership had had a different idea for what they wanted that division to be, and I supported it.
Yep.
And that eroded my relationship with Lucy. And I mean, not really you to the same degree. You weren't. You didn't go like not talk to me for a year and a half because of it. But
oh no, I just memed on you.
Yes, yes.
I just made a laugh of it.
But LB does exist, even though it's in different iterations. It survived when it changed from LB to WI and then from WI to WD, it's all still it's all can be traced back
The ideals
to that
for where
team.
we started are still there.
Yeah, and
It's nice to see it's still there, man, and not in the graveyard. It's still an active division, or still
Yeah.
a division at least.
And I believe all the stuff remain on the forums.
I'm pretty sure it's all archived, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, there's still
Gonna take a trip down memory lane and go through the archive.
So, I mean, would you classify working on LB as being like your big thing? Like your big, like, you know, you made a difference
Oh,
in
for
this
sure.
community.
But the big thing I've done while being a part of KSI, Clan Ops side at least, anyway, yeah.
Is there anything else beyond just that that you think is maybe your biggest claim to fame, or not necessarily claim to fame, but what you're most proud of? Or I mean, does LB take the cake regardless if it's Clan Ops or other?
Well, I think the work that you and me and Doc did with the AAP, and obviously the creation of the divisional milestone program, which was me and Doc, I believe.
Yeah, I know you guys took on that mantle after I was gone. I think Scotland either has worked to bring it back or is working to bring it back, or I think it still exists, obviously, but I think there was an issue with the system that needed to be fixed. And
yeah. Remember updates, making everything better, am I right? I swear every time that website updates, something breaks.
Well, it's all Ace's fault.
God damn it, Ace.
So, we're already 21 minutes.
Yeah, it'd be
into
nice
this.
to see some life.
Yeah, we're 21 minutes into this wonder. Yeah, I mean, time just flies when you're having fun, right? Like, I don't know how else to explain it. This is just wonderful.
It is. It's a good time, man. Well overdue as well. Years overdue, I believe.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, finally we've gotten to do this podcast, and it's not the post office or After Sex Mint, but it is something. And I think I did curse
I'll
in this
pose
one
the
as
same
well.
question to you. What was your crowning moment so far of your career in KSI?
Oh, I mean, without a doubt, it has to be this very episode of this very podcast, right?
Everything we've ever done has just led to this moment.
Return to the combat area.
I believe that when we are given life, when we breathe our first breath, you know, it leads to something. It's always going to lead to a pinnacle, and this is it. This is the reason I wake up every morning and I breathe and I shower and I eat and I do other things that we can't talk about here, and it's all because of episode 3 of Talking About Things. But
This is it. This is the pinnacle, gents
I
and
mean,
ladies. This is where we are.
to truthfully answer that question, though, I don't know. I guess it's going to have to wait to see what the legacy says, right? Because, I mean, there are so many things I feel that I've done and I've seen happen. Like, let's talk, you know, I mean, I was part of GZ's resurgence, and I was part of GZ setting the tone and winning back-to-back Spirit Weeks when I was the director and all that stuff. And
Yeah. The
And
rise
I
to
was-
power of GZ. I remember because I think I was in GZ for a while.
yeah, I mean, it started with Illusion. You know, he created it, and Mufasa and I took that and ran with it, and Mufasa stepped away, and then I ended up taking it and running with it. And GZ was a wonderful achievement. My work in AAP with you, my work as a senior forum moderator was great. Now I'm on the board doing chief department manager stuff. I'm doing this podcast. We started a montage competition through Upload Studio and the productions team. The news site is thriving. I mean, there's so many things that I've had my hands in that I guess there's no way to know what the achievement's going to be until we look back in a few years and get to see what remains and what people know of me or what has remained in the community as being a mainstay. Maybe another thing that I'd be very proud of is RiiOT 2K12/13, our effort to
Rise to power.
I think was it admin? We wanted admin.
We were going for admin. That was what we were up to.
Yeah, so we wanted admin, so we created our own effort, our
Our own
own
award.
campaign.
Because
Yeah,
that's
so
what you can do when you're ahead of the AAP.
when you're head of, when you get to say the awards, we created RiiOT 2K12/13. It's wonderful. Even though the marketplace is still down, RIP Marketplace, thank you, Ace. A big reason
God damn it, Ace.
a big reason that existed. A big reason. Oh, I'm getting. Oh, Jesus. A big reason that all existed, you know, is our involvement and everything. It's wonderful. I mean, and it's back, so we can give it out. I can give it out anyway. Is having admin
On a
over
side
the
note,
awards
if you want this award, message ImPyyy. Like,
that's a
what
bad
that
idea.
happened.
Objective charge.
Yeah, well, We'll try to give it out. I had to laugh when the award system went down and we brought it back up and we had to give awards back out. A lot of people got like the same award like 7 different times. And
oh yeah,
I just saw. I think
I'm sure I was missing a few that I had before. But
oh, it was wonderful. I think.
Remember which ones.
I think Flaw, I think, is a member who used to be in LS, might still be in LS, and he made me laugh because he posted on the other day and I saw his awards, and he has the SH Socialist Prison Party Award like 5 times on his profile.
Oh God, can you remember that?
Oh yeah. Do you want to share the story of the SH Socialist Prison Party, or what you remember of it?
From what I remember, it was me and Sarah were both sergeants in GZ at the time, and we wanted to transfer out because that squad wasn't really hanging around with us, because I think they were maybe like, oh, there's an admin and a senior mod, we don't want to hang around in case we do something wrong. And then I remember Doc was in SH, and we're like, oh Doc, like, can we transfer out? So we tried to do our thing to get out, but then I think Gringo was the general, and he made some like really unreasonable requests. He's like, oh yeah, you have to get like 15 recruits to leave. And we were like, what are you talking about, 15 recruits? So then I remember the transfer was cancelled, so we started our socialist party to free ourselves of the capitalist people that was not allowed
and
us
SH
to
was
leave.
SH was the
haven.
Yeah, it was a socialist haven. It was you can get past that wall and you can be right back into communism where you wanted to be. And it took on.
And that also led to it took on it was a big movement. There was a lot of comrades.
I think.
And I think that led to the Aces Award as well.
Oh,
the Double
no
Agent Award was also with that.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Sarah was an admin at the time, and he had the ability to change names. And I remember, I think I might have been a director at the time, or might have been the div leader of GZ at the time, like something. I was involved with GZ in some regard, or involved with SH in some regard. And the two sides of the.
So I remember.
The two sides you could
we went to go to one of Doc's squads.
Yeah, you could be a communist or you could be a capitalist, and you didn't want to be a capitalist pig. That would be terrible. And I got on the forums, and sure enough,
oppressors.
I was capitalist ImPyyy. My name history still reflects it. Can't change that. So, unfortunately, I was on the wrong side of the communist revolution in the community. But
the uprising of the proletariat to join the SH.
Oh yes, join the SH. Yes, and. It was really unfortunate, but it was a great time, and I think things like that are what make the community fun. Just stupid inside jokes that we're able to perpetuate.
That went way out of control, and it ended up being their own awards.
The Socialist Prison Party got its own award. Sarah changed a whole bunch of names. I think Jess was also a capitalist pig because she was over SH.
Yeah.
Or it was at some level and played a role in it, so she was a capitalist with me. But then we had people that weren't even involved in it that wanted we had people like requesting that they be socialists and they get the award, and they were supporting the effort, and it was definitely not expected.
Me and Sarah appreciated the support. It really got us through a tough time.
Oh, it definitely was not expected. Not expected at all.
No, that's the kind of life. Hopefully, being back on the forums, being a senior mod again, try and breathe some more life back into the forums, and so we can have jokes like that again. Because, like you said, it's what makes this community great. Is just little bits like that. You come on the forums one day and some crazy things going on, and you're like, what's happening here? Like, what happened? You get the story, maybe get involved.
Oh, and the wonderful thing is as those things happen, they happen so organically. You can't plan it. If you plan it, it won't have as much meaning. It'll be worse. And I just, it's hard for me to remember that story in its entirety because of playing an outside role to it. But of course, you and Sarah played.
It went on. It went in over the course of 2 days. I'd gone to bed because obviously the time difference being 5 hours at the least and 8 hours at the most to some people. So I'd gone to sleep and woken up, and I was like, what is happening here now? So the award had been passed out, and there was more comrades than when I went to sleep, and it was crazy.
Yeah, you woke up and you were not expecting all of that participation. So
we'd become the heads of an organization.
Oh yeah, I mean technically at that point you could make the argument that there were 2 KSIs and we were really on the brink of just who knew where this was going.
Only the history books will tell.
Oh yeah, only the winners, only the victors get to tell the story. And the SH Socialist Prison Party certainly still exists. It's still an award and it's still a thing. And
I wonder if people ever join the forums and they're browsing to see what awards they can get. It's awards, this is cool, and they see that and they're like, what is this?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't. No, and that's the thing is I'm surprised we haven't had Joe Cool American just show up and be like, my uncle didn't fight in World War whichever two for, for a community that I'm going to be a part of to support the socialists. And I'm just, socialism doesn't work.
I'm surprised there's not been any of that, because there can't be many people apart from us that remember that.
No, and I mean, it's just, but there are other communities, communities that shall not be named, that also have like socialism awards, but they weren't involved in this. They don't know what this is.
It's almost like they're unoriginal.
No, it's almost like they take ideas. I can't believe it. Can't believe they do that.
I don't believe that.
But I think the award is like some sort of like, I'm a socialist award or something, which isn't even as funny. It's not.
It makes no sense. It's just like, oh, okay, fair enough, you're a socialist.
I mean,
there's no joke there. That's just, I guess,
again.
I'm a proud socialist.
I mean, no, yeah. I mean, the Socialist Prison Party was about the oppressed rising up and speaking and taking charge.
Actually, I changed back my answer from earlier. That's the thing I'm proud of. That's my legacy.
Yeah, well, until eventually one day I convinced Sarah to come on here, and he says it was all him and not you at all. I mean, you were part of the grassroots movement. You lit the spark, but he laid the gasoline. He allowed it to proliferate. But it's so good.
Hey, I was sitting there rubbing two sticks together for fire, and he just walked over with like a whole canister full of gasoline and went.
Oh yeah, and it just went up in flames. And it was a great time, and definitely something I'm going to remember, and I think a lot of people are going to remember. And one day they might wake up and they might go onto the forums, and the forums will once again be a battleground of the fight between capitalism and socialism. And
or there's a lot of times where I'd wake up and like, okay, see my name would change. Like, all right, what's the theme today? Like, what's Sarah been talking about?
Oh man, but as crazy as it is,
we've been the cast of Game of Thrones. We've been all sorts.
As crazy as it is, we've already hit over 30 minutes. We're up to 32, so I guess it's about time to wind this baby down. I have a feeling, and I don't run this show. I'm just the willing host to the overlords. I have a feeling maybe we might be able to get you on for a part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Who knows?
Yeah. I'd like to, because I think there's could be like a bi-monthly installment, like our old stories.
Oh God! Well, I was gonna say, bi-monthly. Yes, that's once every 8 shows. You'd be an 8th of this podcast. Oh, I don't know. 1/8 is a lot. I don't know if I could take that much of you. I might.
We'll make it like a quarterly situation.
Well, the wonderful thing too is so far I've done 3 people that I'm very familiar with, and I got a message this morning from a KSI Nebula, and he wanted to give a shout out to me, or send me a message that he thought the show was good and he enjoyed listening to it, and I think that's awesome.
Excellent.
And the problem is I know so little of Nebula. Like, I know of him, I've seen him on the forums, I've seen him on Xbox, and I'll have to get him on as a guest, but that's when everything's just going to go to hell, because so far with the 3 episodes, I've had talking points sort of prepared, like nothing's written down, it's all in my head. I know you guys well enough where I can say something, and I'll just be like, I'll get Nebula on here, and Nebula, if you're listening, shout out to you for being a listener. But I'll get him in here. I'll get him in here, and I'll just be like, so Nebula.
Well, that's your point. That's how you get to know. That's how you get to know him, man.
How's the weather? How you doing?
But we are indoors. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, cool.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, is the AC working? Or are you having a nice cool draft? Or, But who's to say? But
I'd watch it.
So I think the parting question we'll get you to talk about before we sign off for the episode is, who would you like to see as a guest on Talkin Bout Things? And is there anybody in the community otherwise that you would like to give a shout out to, or would like to say anything about, good, bad, or indifferent, within code of conduct and within reason?
I'd like to see either Raggy or Doc up in here.
Oh Lord. I don't know.
Or both, at the same time.
If we had both at the same time, I'm pretty sure that'd be my last show. It was just like back whenever I ran. Oh, there's another thing I did. When I ran Weekly Update, like back in 12 and 13. And our very last
Yeah.
show ever involved like Sarah and Rags being in there and just breaking my soul, and the show never came back.
You're just like, oh, I'm so lucky this is the last show.
It wasn't. Well, that's the
You say
problem.
that
Is
assuming we're going
it
to get past
wasn't-
this episode. People
well,
watch this one and be like, those two just talk about crap for no reason. They're done. Get them out.
No, that's the whole entire point of the show. But I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that weekly update that wasn't planned to be the last show. That wasn't going to be the last show until the show went the way it did. And then we just had to like.
As far as
pretend
shoutouts,
it never
as far as
happened.
shoutouts go, give a shout out to Lukewarm Gary and Fuzzy Meep, ASM boys. You know what I'm saying?
Only a few will get it. Only
My
90s.
comrades out there.
Only 90s babies will get
Only-
it. Well,
Oh, dear.
oh my lord. Okay, well, I want to thank
Yeah.
RiiOT for joining, talking about things. I almost called it ASM, but that's definitely not what the show is.
Not yet. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on, man. I think we've had a good laugh. Bit of
real-
banter, some might say.
You know, at the risk of being a little too mushy, I think that we've had a real riot in here. I think it's been a riot.
Oh.
You know, I think it's
I
been
don't
good.
get it.
Oh, well, wordplay is difficult. Sometimes you just don't.
Just words are difficult.
Sometimes it falls flat. I can't promise a winner on every joke. But I want to thank RiiOT for joining. I want to thank all of you guys for listening. I'm still looking for more guests. I'm going to be looking far and wide, near and far, wherever you are. You know. Oh, there's another one. That's Celine Dion. That's Titanic, is what that is. So
Is that the
there's another
outro?
winner.
Nice little
It's a
sing
little
along.
song. Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, just a little bit. Maybe next time we'll just.
I appreciate it.
Maybe that'll be a new
karaoke.
series. Maybe we'll get a little song on and we'll start doing duets. That's maybe what
Oh, I would.
next guest.
I'll be for
yeah.
that.
Oh well, if we get you in for part 2, we'll do a duet. We'll figure it out. But
Oh, nice.
thank you everybody, and hopefully this should be up. What, today's Sunday? Today or tomorrow, Monday. And you'll be seeing the show every week on Sunday or Monday. And if you watch on Twitch, you'll get a sneak
And you'll be
peek.
seeing me on the forums.
Yes, you will. So, till next time, have a good day. Don't have a catchphrase, but have a good day.
Have a good day.